Welcome to the Drive Network. I am your host, the Big Bucks. The Drive Network is a podcast that's driven to inspire you about the good people around your neighborhood drive and do for a living. On the show today, we've got my boy Vito with his M140, a beast. Like a long time. You're wearing a bad shirt, but it's fine. We'll talk about that later. Man, thank you so much for making time. And I think when I saw you driving now with your beast, I was like, shucks, can we get to the driving part already? But you know what? We're gonna get there. So and I think the biggest thing when I start always, I see this M140. I see a young man driving this M140, and the first question that comes to mind, why this particular car? You had so many choices. Why particularly this particular car? Did you always know about the M140? What is it about this 140?
So now it wasn't a planned thing, I was in the market at the time, looking for a car. I was expecting an one, and at the time I was driving a two, I was driving an E92, and at the time I was like, I need a four-door car, and I shopped around everywhere, but at the back of my mind, I wanted something faster than what I'm currently driving at the time, I wanted something still sporty, something still young, that represents me, energy and something with some power, and I think my mind was set on BMW.
The best brand.
Yeah, but powerful that's in the alphabet. So I think on my side, fortunately I had a few friends that were driving my first, Initially I thought I want series, but fortunately enough, I think when I went to the market, I had already driven it. I knew what it could do, and I was like, shit, what? It's not about the language. I was like, this is actually the right car, because the space, it was spacious. It's nice and petite. It's quick. I think when I test drove it, I was literally sold.
Already.
And the funny part is, I'm actually driving the car that I test drove.
Oh.
Because I think I had gone through a lot of dealerships. We went through a lot of dealerships. I couldn't find the one that I wanted. And all of a sudden, I met with this baby. This beast. I understand.
Literally.
Exactly. Just looking at the spec and it made sense. It made sense for me at the time. And I was like, what? This meat, it meets my every need. It checks all the boxes. So I was like, what? Let's go for it.
A cool dad.
What's it?
And in most cases, you move away from how nice the car is. You move away from ticking the boxes. Well, this is what I need in a car, and you get this. But then there comes the point where we say, it is a costly exercise, right?
Definitely.
Now, we then want to understand, what is it that Vito does for a living for him to afford this beast? And that's my question, right? What you done? I'll call, what's that show? We blew it.
So now I'm at, as you know, I'm in logistics, work for one of the mining companies. So that's what I do, being in logistics and supply chain for the better part of my life, well actually for the rest of my life. For the past 10 years.
You've been in logistics,
supply chain and all of that.
And then tell me, I think in a broad way when we discuss logistics, people who are logistics, supply chain, but maybe in a two-way question, I'd say, what is it that you had to do? Did you just rock up and say, guys, I understand logistics, I want to work in a logistics environment? Or did you have to study anything did you study anything? And then maybe one thing you could give me is, what is logistics high level? Because most people say, logistics, but what is supply chain?
Yeah, so but just to take you back a little bit, just to tell my story, But when I matriculated, logistics was never part of my vocab, and I think as I was busy going to all of these universities applying, I wanted to do IT and marketing, so those were my two options. And then on the last day, a friend of mine said, he's going to do logistics. I was like, what's this logistics? Called a brother of mine, and he was like, no, that's what he's doing. Like, okay, no problem. Because you're doing it, I trust you.
Peer pressure.
I think that's one of the things when you don't know what you want to do. And I think at the time we had a lot of internal, we had a lot of resources in front of us, a lot of resources that were presented to us, especially now in our high school. We had career days and all of that. But in Ghana, to be honest, I just believe this is a part that God had for me. Because Ghana, logistics was never part of all of those presentations. So I can say I took a gamble, and then just fast tracking after that. So when I got into logistics, everybody was asking me, so what's logistics? I was like, hey, I don't know, but all I know is how to do trucks. And then first thing after getting my license, I got myself a PDP because I thought it's not and then I think in the first year, our lecturer asked us, guys, what is logistics? What do you think is logistics? Listen to everybody's definition. I didn't give mine because I didn't know what it was. So, and he was like, guys, forget about the long definitions, etc. Logistics is simple. It's just moving things from point A to point B. That's it. So basically, it's everything that's involved in moving goods from point A to point B.
So I would imagine then the degree would be then called logistics management. What is it?
Yeah. So I'm getting it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the degree that I did, right, is logistics management. Right, so within logistics, and it also depends on the institution that you enroll, because all of these institutions, they call it something different. You go to institutions, KZN, they call it supply chain. With us, I went to UJ, we call it logistics management, where it involves, so logistics management at UJ, it's basically supply chain management, in other universities, because you don't only study logistics related courses, there's logistics, there's purchasing, there's commercial law, there's business management, So literally, logistics management was the name of the degree, but I think if you have to think about what is in the iceberg, you also need to think about it from other universities as well, because they call it different, they call it degree in different terms. So now I study logistics management.
Nice one. And I think now you mentioned about growing up, you had career expos and all this lovely stuff. And it takes me back, where are you from? Where do you grow up as a young boy? And because it's really interesting to know where these career expos are. They came to you, good opportunity, you took advantage of them. Logistics was not there, but they were there. So it brings me to a question for you. Who are people?
So, Vito27, SOH, I grew up in Soweto, in 2010, that's where I'm from. Fortunately enough, my family, I've got family across South Africa, so I grew up in Soweto, used to visit KZN, because that's where my dad's from. And then as time went on, that's why you do want to progress in life.
Exactly.
So I ended up studying in multinational schools, and
what was it?
Funny part when you say that, I actually spent 1 year in KZN. Coding classes, So I actually find it funny when I was growing up, everybody thought, this is a karate cheese boy, and they don't know, but they also a different dream, I think so now. So when I was in high school, you know, one of my high school was actually in Chester, in the south of Georgia.
At your time, that was one of the biggest suburbs.
No,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
In my time, that was one of the biggest suburbs.
Yeah.
So now we're just a John Adamson high, and a lot of people think it's a John.
Yeah.
Whenever they say that, they can't tell. Yeah,
I'm there.
I'm there. Only to find out it's just a school in the south of Georgia. So during our time at Beach, a lot of universities, I was privileged to go to one of the good schools, where you have career days, etc., where you have different universities, different colleges, come to present what do they have to offer. They actually tell you what courses you can do, etc. But the career days, that's all that you get.
Exactly.
You don't get real professionals in those fields to tell you what this is what art and all of that, So yeah.
And then I'm glad you mentioned, as you grow up, Bazali, progress.
Yeah.
That progression, what it then means is that we move away from class.
Yeah.
Bazali are progressor, they move away from class. And now those are role models seeking better opportunities and better places. And then Kokasi, Bafana Wanya, they grow up, they have a shortage of these role models. And maybe at the time they left with gangsters, Amakurushi, Amakurushi, whatever. And they idolize those guys. And it's part of the reason why we're in this journey, right? We taking people like you back to Kasi through their social network, through their phones, because everybody has access to a smartphone. Every second house today have access to a smartphone. And we're taking you guys back to Kasi to say, hey, logistics management needs this.
That's true.
But let me move away from that. I just thought, let me put that in. Your journey to becoming what you are today obviously has some ups and downs. And if you can share, what's the journey behind that?
So for now, I think the one good thing and the one consistent thing, it's my family. I think if you have a good support structure, I understand. I think we're not going to
Yeah.
So I think, and I think I think that was one of the things that instilled discipline, And I think one of the good things as well is because I had the drive, seeing all of these.
That's the drive network.
Excuse the pun. So I think now growing up with guys, I was exposed to a lot of things. I was exposed to gangsterism, I was exposed to soccer, I was exposed to good things, I was exposed to hustling in a good way. I was exposed to a whole lot of different things, To tell you, like in Beach, if I can tell about myself in Beach, I studied in my schooling career. I went to 3 schools during primary and high school. So I went from a Christian school. I went to a school called Makala.
Was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So and I think when you think about it, the guys of Okas, what are they going to do? Like pro bowl.
Yeah.
Whereas when I look at it now, it was Okas. Because I don't think it's a hood. It's like a car supposed to be, just that it's in a different location. I understand. But went to Ruby and then moved up a bit, south of Georgia. So I think Ruby to the exposure.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the positives because I now know how the streets operate. I now know how the upper side as well, how it operates.
Yeah, you balance the best.
You get a good balance, And I think maybe I can. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even think about bad things, because I always had that positive mindset. Maybe I can say, if my parents had more money, things would be better, but I can't really say that, But I think the bad things, to be honest, I can't really think of any bad thing because every bad thing that happened to me, it led to a positive outcome.
Yeah.
I understand that. I always make the most of it. But I think the good thing in Ghana is definitely having a good support structure. Definitely having the right crowd around you. It's definitely having the goal, knowing what you want to achieve in life and where you want to be in life. And I think always being able to make sacrifices. Because I remember, like growing up, I think some of the guys, now I wasn't a person that liked Monati too much, especially at the early age. I was just one of those guys.
Yeah. Not that he's better than me, but yeah.
Only you. So yeah, so I think that's how I can actually say, what, the positives and the negatives. On my side, I'm not gonna lie and say there were no negatives.
Yeah.
It's just that right now I can't think of them.
You focused more on the positive.
On the positives.
But I like the fact that you mentioned the circle, the crowd, the people that you surround yourself with, and it brings me back because I know you are part of a group of 3540 traction off. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, my biggest ask to anyone who is part of those car groups is you are young, middle-aged men who afford these nice cars. And it's a beautiful big network. And it's not taken advantage of. In the sense that we come, we park cars, we talk a lot of talk, we race, we go. How has that been in your journey? Have you seen any positives? Are you looking to change it? I remember asking guys in the group of gents, did you not get clicky?
Yeah.
And we were all surprised, right? Hey, motor engineer, what's that network? Because I promise you there's a lot of good that comes out of it and there's a lot of depression that comes out of it. Yeah. Some guys are there for wrong reasons. Yeah. How's that been for you and what do you think about that?
So now, I think on my side, it's been good, because I think I've met great friends, great contacts, I know now when I need a lawyer, I know who. When I need somebody who's an engineer or need advice from engineers, I know who to go to, I know if I need advice or need assistance in terms of business, I know who to go to. And the thing is, it's not always about immediate benefits, It's all about having the network so that whenever you need something, you know who to go to. Because I think growing up, those are the things that some of us had challenges with, where if whatever there's this particular thing that you want, or somebody that's making it or that's successful, and you always see them from afar distance, But now we've got all of these networks where it's now it's an arm's length, if you want something, you know who to contact, And if you don't know who to contact, one of the guys around the circle will know, so.
No, it's a good thing, it's a great thing. And I am urging to drive the 40. Yeah. So before I go down to the 40, a young you, hopefully not wearing a Pirates t-shirt, what would you say? What would you say to a young you watching today and aspiring to become a Vito with a Kaiser chip shed?
So the first thing that I'll say, never go yellow. Chiefs, definitely it's a no-go. Where does the trophy first go?
We have more trophies than Pirates, by the way. It's fine.
But I think coming to your point, I think if I have to give advice to a young going back a couple of years ago, I think I would say, stay humble, respect, goes along, and I think where I am right now, I wouldn't change anything that I've got, because as a person, I've gone through a lot of things, you might see me now, but you don't know what's actually, like, the mile that I've had to walk with my shoes, you don't know what I had to go through, So I'd definitely say to the young man, stay in your lane, don't change whatever that I've had to go through. You know, you can improve them, but I wouldn't know or what to tell them in terms of what to improve, where to improve. Because times right now, if I had to tell a young man like today, in today's times, it would be difficult. You know, but if I can tell a young man back then, you know, it would be do you, don't compete, you know, stay in your lane, know what it is that you want, and don't feel the pressure. You know, don't feel the pressure. Just stay in your lane, do you, be ambitious. You know, goals and dreams are something that can be real. You know, nobody can tell you what not to do. You know, you can do everything. You know, I think I'm here where I am because I didn't live by the rules. I didn't live by any. You know, everybody has their own rules. You know, so you can't live according to anybody else's rules. You know, so young me, you know, stay in your lane. Do you live by your own rules? But one more thing is respect your parents. Respect your friends, respect every single person that you meet. Don't never look down on anyone. No matter who they are, no matter what they do, even if it's guys that are picking up trash or anything, you know, that's still a person. They're doing something to make money for them or to actually put food on the table. You know, you don't know anyone's journey until you actually have a conversation with them. So I think respect is one of the big things.
Thank you. Stay in your lane, says a man who drives a M140, who's never in his lane. Nonetheless, your boy, Big Bucks, we out. Let's go drive his M140. When you come or meeting up work, then it's looking right. You enjoy the drive, man. For me, I'm a driver's driver.
And the thing is, you know what? The nice thing there is when you see a car that's unusual.
Yeah.
You know, you see it like you can see it on a daily basis, a similar car.
Yeah.
But when you see those unusual ones,
then
you know,
like,
that's the thing, you know.
What does it do for you, Maro?
Yeah.
What does it do for you, Rata? What's wrong?
Hey, nah, man, I can't And you know what? I think I enjoy driving it. You know, driving it, it's sheer pleasure.
Yeah.
You know, man. It's sheer pleasure. Ow. The nice thing about it is that you can play around with it.
Yeah.
You can use it as a daily. You can use it for fun.
Most definitely.
You know, that's whatever. Rata spinning. We love spinning. But one thing for sure is that I rather dust in ID. It doesn't like playing on sand.
No. It doesn't play on sand.
Wet conditions.
Wet conditions.
Yeah. You need to know how to drive. You know. So yeah, but I think Mpana, now to be honest, Mpana, this is a keeper. Mpana.
No, it's a definite keeper.
It's a definite keeper. You know.
This is the modern bush.
I see the M2 Mpana. A lot of people barata M2, but hey Mpana, you know what? Some of us thing is M2 is not a 4-door at the end of the day, you know. Because now my needs are 4-door.
4-door, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, you know what I like about this car? It's an underdog.
It is.
I remember I get from Whitbank, meet an M4 on the road. We leave Whitbank, we are speeding, bro.
Yeah.
We get to Joburg, he takes the N1, I take the N1. respect. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you get. Aye.
No, that's
what you get.
You know, I think you are correct when you say this is an underdog, you know. This is an underdog, and it takes a person that knows a car to actually know this car.
It's a mini go-kart.
You know, it is, you know.
Hit.
So simple, so easy. So easy. Yeah. You know, the nice thing I already transcend,
I think
they're not lazy.
No, they're not. Let me remind myself. Let me remind myself. It's my turn. I usually don't drive these things, but I'm going in. Oh, long time no see, baby.
Long time no see, man.
I'm trying to remind myself. Alright, hey, what's going on in this world?
Thank you very much. Welcome back. It's the 40, baby. Baby.
I tried not to drive, I'm sorry. Like someone who I tried not to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, blood! That guy's happy for days,
now you see why we drive these cars, man.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's a nice thing. I think, man, you know. The adrenaline ring, we are here, you know. And I guess, you know what, I think the different modes, you know, I think intense yeah, you know, so you can, every mode in Fana has a thing to it, you know. When I know I don't want to slide into corners,
yeah,
sports.
Yeah.
Sports Plus is when you want to play around. I understand. And then the spinning as well. I think that's one of the things that I
You like it?
You know, the only thing, if I had a tire sponsor, I'm fine.
Okay, sharp. We're gonna get you sorted. It's
Yeah,
we're gonna get you sorted. Yeah, getting to that level.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna get you sorted.
And then we can do another episode. Maybe we'll spin city. I would say.
No, I'm thinking maybe, look, essentially we're sending a message for this is the car, the person words are this, so that we inspire that whole Mubafanimbana. But we're gonna put the fun element sometimes. So we say, let's go spin these things.
Exactly.
Let's go have fun. You know, if you can, why not?
Definitely. And the thing is, you know what? And at that time, I think it would be good to actually even see the A45S spin.
Yeah.
You know? Because I think that's one of the things that they actually sold it,
Kayo, never.
You know, you know what? It's gonna spin.
Yeah.
Oh, understand? You see why we love these things, man? My man. You know, I think another thing, one of the adrenaline that you get from these cars, you know, the adrenaline is just something else. You know, the adrenaline is just something else. You know,
Out of this world.
it's out of this world. You know, and the nice thing, Kayoana, is that we always try to do it safely.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because I think a lot of people, they forget about the
Safety element.
I understand.
Because this thing we enjoy,
that's a
just
thing.
enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And whatever, like whenever you go see, it's always good for like these kids. These kids, whenever you drive past them, you know, like you can see for they love seeing these cars.
Okay, now
Exactly.
Then you like,
you know.
yeah.
But I think that's also a part of it. For Le Rona, we grew up like that.
Yeah.
You understand? We saw these cars, you know, and that's what actually motivated us.
Exactly.
You understand? Because you were like, I want to drive a car like that.
Yeah.
So now it's all about, no, you know what do I need to do in order to be able to buy that car, to be in a position to buy that car? You understand? And I think one of the most important things I'm teaching, it's Kiskel.
Yeah.
That's what actually worked for us. Yeah. That's what worked for us. Kiskel.
Thank you so much, Mehmet, for making time.
You know, Mehmet.
Your closing words for the guys at home?
Guys, stay in your lane. Your dreams, your goals are achievable. You know, respect everyone, no matter who they are, no matter what they do, and always know that God Bafetu ki number one. Thanks.
Mudumagi number one Bafetu. Your boy Big Bucks. Peace. We out. Catch us on the next episode of the Drive Network.
It's your boy Big Bucks.
Thank you, my boy.
What's up? Hey,